Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? It's Michael Dunaway here, Community Manager for My.com on behalf of Skyforge. Glad to have everybody that's with me today. Got a great stream for you today. A little bit of a quick note before we begin. Originally, we had intended to show you the Darren facility, which was a 5-man instance within Skyforge. But unfortunately, had a couple people call out sick, so we were unable to muster the proper numbers for that stream. So instead, we're going to be showing a little bit of the upcoming content available to you guys in Closed Beta 3, which is scheduled to start next week on April 22nd. I know many of you are excited to see what's in store there, so hopefully we can give you guys a little bit of a teaser this morning before we actually let you in next week. Now, let's go ahead and introduce our compatriots today. We've got two fellow mortals that are going to be joining us here. We're going to be going through the Alakur Island, which is home to what are called the Phytonides, which we haven't actually showed in-game yet, so I'm really excited to show you that. Joining me on the left here is Lord Stanley, otherwise known as Drew Hahn, the lead community manager for Skyforge and My.com. Drew, how are you doing today? Drew? Drew's silent. Well, that's alright. There we go. Drew, there we go. You couldn't hear me. I was muting myself. Hey, Drew, how's it going? Can you hear me, Drew? Drew, you're silent. Oh, that's alright. On the right, we've got Rubber Duck, otherwise known as Aiden. This isn't Eric DeMelt, who usually joins us. Aiden, how are you doing, man? You're one of the lead designers actually for Skyforge in terms of doing a lot of senior designing content, a lot of the in-game content. You doing all right today, Aiden?
Yeah, doing well. Excited to be on the stream for the first time. You know, senior designer, working on classes and some of the raid content.
Awesome. Yeah, so you actually work with Obsidian directly. So of course, Alat's team and Obsidian Entertainment are working together on Skyforge. Aiden here is in charge and working on a lot of the raid content, as he said, working on a lot of that high prestige, high-end content that you'll see much higher prestige levels. So glad to have both of you there. Drew, are you back with us?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Hey, man.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My mic just kind of cut out. But again, it's great to be here for another live stream, and this one's going to be a lot of fun. It's too bad we couldn't do the 5-man, but the island is going to be, it's pretty fun. It's kind of tough, but it's fun.
Great. So yeah, we've got the Kinetic on the left. That's what Drew's playing. Rubber Duck here is actually the Archer, so it's one of the first times you guys will be able to see the Archer in game being played here. Of course, some of you accessed it in CPT2, but I don't think we've ever have it in the official live stream, so I'm glad to have one of those joining us. And of course, Aiden is a professional at all these classes, being one of the senior designers there, so we're going to see a lot of good plays coming out of it.
We'll see how that goes, but we don't want to make any promises. But
no promises? All right.
We'll try.
I'm starting to get a bit better at the Kinetic. It's he's a lot of fun now that I've got his rotations down and learning a lot more about his abilities. First, I wasn't sure about him at first, but I really quite like him now. So
awesome. Yeah. I'm playing as the Necromancer. As you can see, my weapon extends beyond my screen here. He's got an awesome motif going here with his large scythe, and I wanted to show off his, what I think is like the best looking mask in the game. Let's see here, where is it? There we go. There's the Necromancer mask headwear, as you can see. Got a great looking skull, sort of shield plated thing. Almost like he kind of reminds me of just like a super villain with that mask. He looks pretty awesome. But the Necromancers who we're sort of showing off primarily today in the stream here. Necromancer, of course, is the individual that has the power over the undead. He practices necromancy. And in Skyforge, the Necromancer has a very sort of interesting mechanic. Whereas other classes utilize various forms of mana or light energy, rage, etc. The Necromancer, he actually employs a soul mechanic, so soul charge, if you will. So as you use your abilities, a lot of your abilities will actually take HP to cast. Something like 6 to 8%, sometimes 10% of your current HP will be used. The Necromancer will sacrifice that in order to cast an ability here. So if I use this, as you notice, it does damage to me, and for that I'm able to cast one of my many abilities available to the Necromancer. On the flip side of that, you have what are called Lich charges, And these Lich charges here allow you to go into a awesome Lich form, as you can see. So this Lich form here has a base duration of about 5 or 6 seconds. It allows you to regain massive amounts of your HP while doing tons of damage at the same time. And the more you sort of play with that line between life and death, the more you get closer to having lower HP. Typically, the more Lich charges that you'll have been able to accumulate, and you'll be able to stay into that Lich form even longer, deal even more damage, and heal for even more. So it actually looks really awesome. It's a really sort of a intricate playstyle because you're always going to be sort of riding that line between life and death, and always have to manage your Lich form accordingly so that you always have it available to you when those crucial moments where you have to regain your HP. And the Lich, the Necromancer has a lot of different abilities that help it sort of mitigate the damage it does to itself and gain, you know, shields as well. And of course, what else comes with Necromancy? Well, the ability to summon ghouls, if you will. So I have a couple of ghouls available to me. You're unfortunately not able to see them unless you're in combat. But we'll be able to see the Necromancer has something like 4 different ghoul types that you can summon, and each of them are sort of based off of a specific style of encounter. So if you need something that helps you tank, or if you need something that deals AoE damage, or maybe does a lot of single target damage, you have a myriad of ghouls that you can summon based off of that. And then some of them that passively summon themselves as well. But we'll get into more of the abilities and everything as we progress through the instance. We'll show off a little bit of them as we get started. I can show off a couple of them right now as like Wall of Souls there. That allows me to hit enemies in a line in front of me and deal lots of damage. I can actually augment that with one of my talents, which will burn them as well. And I have a couple different variations of that ability that I can slot. One of them that makes it so that they do reduced damage to me at the cost of doing reduced damage to them. And I believe the one I have right now allows me to just simply deal massive amounts of damage in a line right in front of me, which is pretty cool. The Necromancer abilities are pretty awesome. Alright though, let's go ahead and jump into the actual adventure. But before we get started, of course, one of the things that we want to do is start giving out some beta keys. So our first beta key that we're going to be giving out is for Necromancer. So if you type the word Necromancer into the chat at this time, you'll be entered for a chance to win one of our beta keys. So as we get ready and jump into the instance here, our moderators will allow that to happen, and one of you will get set up with a beta key, and you'll be able to join in on CBT3 and all the subsequent closed beta events as well. So Necromancer is the keyword. Just type that in. I can see them already funneling in now, so it's great.
Yeah, there's tons. It's awesome.
All right. So Alakur Island here, this used to be one of Iana's temples. Iana was one of the gods on Skyforge's home planet of Aelion. But at some point in the past, the Phytonides, which are the sort of plant-like invasionary armies, they sort of invaded this area, took it over, have overrun it, and made it into sort of one of their base of operations here. So we're going to have to go through there and try to regain some control of that area. It's sort of been overgrown with these plant-like creatures, which we'll be able to see there. And Aiden, one of the first raids in Skyforge features the Phytonides, correct?
That is true, yeah. Half the enemies you're going to be fighting in that one are going to be the Phytonides.
Alright, so you got to get a little bit of a sneak peek of what some of their abilities are, how their playstyles function in here. Let's go ahead and
they're pretty tough too.
What was that?
I said they're pretty tough too, actually.
Yeah, so we've got a blade-tailed Dione, kind of looks like a small little raptor there, and then we've got a poisonous Triffid. Now, if my memory serves me corrected, we want to go for the Triffid first, as they do lots of massive AoE. So to get started here, I'm going to create a stone remnant of myself, and that is because the stone remnant allows me to regain that HP. Oop, I already messed up my rotation by starting with the freaking Lich form. It allows me to regain my HP after I deal damage to myself after about 6 seconds. So it's a good idea to cast that up front, because as you're going to be casting abilities that use your health, the Revenant will allow you to sort of regain your stationary health that you had at that time. So if we just keep noticing here as I cast my abilities, some of them will deal damage. Let's go ahead and get out one of my creatures there. I summoned one of the Mantide ghouls that I have access to. Oop. Using my finish there to literally break the spirit away of that mini there. And then I can drop it on top of someone else. Nice.
That's one.
Great. Alright, so picking up some Ring of Courage. Nice. I'll go ahead and slot that in there. Gained 42 prestige. Awesome. So we've got an Intide Sour, and then sort of got a couple of thorny triffids there on the side. So this guy here is somewhat of a mini boss of sorts. He actually will cast little pollen spores beneath your feet, which will do massive amounts of damage over time.
Yeah, which you really, really need to avoid, especially with this boss coming up.
Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with doing my tanking minions, which are these carry-ons here. So they'll go right out there, and I can actually buff their damage by hitting X. So I'll go ahead and start using some of my abilities here. Now if I put my right click under them, any minions that will die underneath the hands that come up there from the ground will be turned into converted.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. And then once you've stepped on them, they keep poisoning you too, right?
Yes, they'll poison you for a certain amount of time here. You may notice I'm up to about 76 lich charges here. I'm gonna get a little bit higher. All right, I'm up to 84 there, so I'm gonna get about 8 seconds here to use my abilities and heal up and gain a shield at the same time. And I can basically stack a debuff on the enemy. It allows them to take additional damage over time. So as you can see, I'm now back up to full HP, and if I can cast my Revenant there, I'll be able to cast some additional abilities, which will steal HP or use HP rather, and then eventually be brought back over to my Revenant. There we go.
You guys gotta aggro him, he's all over me.
I got him.
We almost got him down. You got it.
Oh yes, giant hands ripping him to pieces. Awesome.
Nice. Wow, he almost got me there.
Yeah, Lord Stanley going down a little bit low. Alright, so with this here, I'm going ahead and drop the spirits of the individual I just crushed there, the Intit.
Oh, and I'll just finish him off with that move.
Just finish him. Oh,
yeah.
There's a ghostly carry-on there that was formed from that...
Give me a second to regain some of my health here before you engage him.
Sure. So Cursed Land allows me to summon these ghostly carry-ons. That's a talent that I have access there. I also have the ability to summon 3 individual ghouls right there. As you can see, I was able to summon one. This one here does bonus damage to a single target. And then I also have a couple combos that I can use, which will allow me to put debuffs and dots over time to the current target. So I've added a sort of damaging over time.
Oh, I got him.
There. Oh, nice. Lots of rocks.
I think he tried to eat me at the end there.
I'm going to drop this guy down here, and then drop from above. Nice.
Yeah, finish him off.
Oh, wait, there we go. I thought I was just outside of the range to get some of the carry-ons there.
Alright, so this boss is tough. I mean, the biggest thing is avoiding those little spores that he spawns, otherwise he can drop your health super quick.
Yeah, so this is Deathflower Hyperica, basically a larger version of one of those plant raptor types. He's going to put spores on the ground. He's also going to sort of charge you and deal a lot of damage during like a rage timer. Rubber Duck, we're going to have to see if you can employ some of your kiting techniques as an archer. I'll try to do my best as well. But let's go ahead, and I'm going to summon the single target here to start us with. So there he goes, up there to fight. Just form my Revenant as well. Try to get some charges here. Deal the damage. Oh, okay, going back to Revenant here. I got 95, so I can get a couple more charges, which is what I'm going to try to do. And I got my debuff on him now. Oh, 100. There we go. All right.
Oh, I think he's aggro on me.
So Lich Form, I can do a stacking debuff on him as well as do a stacking buff on me, which will reduce the amount of damage I take as I come out of the form. So you notice I got it up to 2. You can stack it up to 3, and the more you stack it, the less damage you'll take during that duration. You can also rip the ground in front of him to try to do a little bit of
try to slow him down.
Control. Keep kiting. Oh, there's a plant forming here. Gotta get out of those.
Oh, he's super aggroed on me.
How you doing, Rubber Duck?
Too much.
Too much. Alright, let's form, I'll get some of the tanky minions out here. They'll sort of draw the aggro for a little bit. I'll buff them up too. There we go. 10 seconds until I use my Lich Form again. I'll be able to gain my HP back. Oh no! I stepped into plants! 1 second till Lich Form. Okay, Lich Form.
A lot of space over here.
No, there's not. We gotta like guide towards this side, it looks like. There's a little bit more room towards the back here a little bit. Oh, Rubber Duck, don't go down.
Oh, there's too much in that corner.
Too much? Okay, so this corner looks like it's going to be the best here. I'm going to try to do the most I can. Maybe use my ultimate here. All right. Summon a bunch of ghouls. Down to 4 bars. Lord Stanley.
I'm almost done too.
I see if I can get him on me. Oh, he's coming for you, man. Run this way, run this way. There's a lot less of them this way. You're gonna run into him that way. Not through the middle, not through the middle, no!
Oh.
All right, it's up to me.
Did not realize there was
Okay, I can do
killing
this.
in
I
this.
can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
You got it solo.
All right, going to Lich form. I'm stuck on the wall. Okay, got it out.
Get him.
All right, regain my HP down to 3 bars. All right, got the tanking minions down now. Backing up a little bit more. Buff the tanking minions. 3 bars. Oh man. Okay. All right, Revenant's up. I can summon the Revenant. Be a little bit more vicarious with my HP. Gotta be a little careful here. 16 seconds until I can use my Lich form. Now, the one thing that's interesting about the Necromancer. Oh my gosh, that's not a good area. I might be dead here. Okay, we got a little bit more space in the middle. All right, Lich form now. Good, 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 good. Oh, popped into Lich form. Okay. 4 seconds here. I'm not going to get a lot of time there, but enough time. You will get popped into Lich form if you're going to take a fatal blow. Unfortunately, you don't get to have as much time in there as you would normally if you had casted it innately. So you really have to use it as almost like a get out of jail free card, but only temporarily. As you can see, there is a debuff on me, so I can't use another Lich form for about 8 seconds here.
You almost got him.
Almost, almost. I'll summon some more.
Pretty impressive.
Another Remnant there. Not going to get a lot of HP with this Remnant, unfortunately. But we're down to the last bar. Down to the last bar. I can use Lich form pretty soon. That's what I'm going to have to do here. Oh, down to the last one. 9,000. Oh, man. Summoning some more. I think I got it. I think I got it.
I think you. Wow, this is close.
Oh man.
Oh wow, nice.
Oh man, there we
Carrying
go, guys.
hard right there. Carrying hard.
There we
Good
go.
work, man.
I got a shield. I don't even need a shield for my Necromancer. That's all right. Whew, man, what a fight. All right.
Good job, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give out a beta key for that.
Definitely should give a beta key. So let's go ahead and give out another beta key. This time we're gonna give one out. What's gonna be the name for that? Let's go with I don't know, Kite for Days, guys. Kite for Days, all one word. So Kite for Days, 4 as an FOR. That'll be the new keyword there to get a beta key going. And we'll continue here. Kite for Days. There we go. Everybody's put it in there now. Let's get some minions here, some ghouls going. Oh, wait. Let's. I'm gonna use one of my excellent combos here. You get to see how much AoE damage the Necromancer can actually cause with his AoE minions. So the Mantide Queen over there, she'll actually every 5 seconds or so cast a major AoE blast and outright just destroy whole groups and packs of these guys.
Nice.
I got another one there. Go ahead and come up. Alright, so we have another little sort of small mini boss here. He's surrounded by these group of carnivorous Diones as well as the Triffids. You can see him a little bit at the back, the poisonous Triffid. He is going to shoot basically quills out in front of him that'll deal damage over time, and certainly will do a lot of massive damage to anyone who's not paying attention to where they're sitting, and that will come into play later on for another boss fight as well. Starting off, I'm going to set up my Revenant here, and then we'll start with some AoE damage, get everything going. There we go.
Take care of those.
Yeah, so those guys immediately just melted. So there's the poison quills that you can see there. Cast my Skull Throw. Skull Throw has a chance to automatically reset. Get my AoE up. So right there, the kinetic with the dome that he's created, if you remember, that dome will actually allow us to do more damage to enemy minions that are inside. So it acts as sort of like a nice buff. Up to 100 now, so I'm going to go ahead and flip over to my Lich form here. Get the debuff stacked up here. So, depending on the amount of debuffs that you stack up, when you cast your ability to heal yourself, the more that you've stacked up, the more healing you'll get. So you really want to sort of alternate between the two there. And we've got this guy on lockdown. This guy is not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's done.
Boom.
Get a little closer.
Oh yeah, Lord Stanley was getting low.
Yeah, but we got him. I wasn't worried.
That's good. Got another group here. I'm going to try to form a lot of minions of my own. Try to summon these guys back. There we go. And I pick him up and throw him on top. So what's really cool about the Necromancer's execute on his E is that fact that you can pick up souls, essentially. You rip souls from their bodies, and then you can drop those same souls on enemy minions. So you're able to just use it twice, essentially. Kill one and then drop it and dealing additional damage on other targets there. Alright, so this guy here is the Wedge-Leafed Orgelium. And essentially it's a larger version of what we've seen the Triffids. It's got a lot of interesting sort of AoE abilities as well as the ability to summon ads. So we're going to have to work through a couple ad fights and phases. So we'll go ahead and start this off like before. I'll start by making a Revenant. Casting my abilities here, trying to get as many of these off as I can before my Remnant pops. There we go. And I got my AoE debuff. So the debuff that's above them, the sort of necrotic cloud, that'll actually deal more damage to the lower HP the target gets. So as this fight goes on and I continue to cast that, you'll notice that the damage it does will continue to increase. Got another. Skull Throw is a good way of generating charges because you'll be able to reset the cooldown of it quite frequently. Go ahead and pop over now to Lich form. Stack these carry-ons up.
Alright, here comes the ads.
Yep, here comes the ads. It's alright.
I got a couple of them with that one. Nice.
We got it this time. On the harder difficulties, there'll actually be additional ads. So when you do this more the impossible level, you'll be dealing with quite a number of ads that come out, and they'll be summoning a lot faster as well. Nice.
Nice.
So I can use another Revenant here soon. So go ahead and do that and cast some abilities here. So the Necromancer has a couple combo abilities. Oh, I need to be careful here.
I pushed him back.
Dropping some souls on these guys. There we go. You've got your sort of damage over time. You also have your primary combo, which is just on left click. You gotta be careful. I'm getting pretty low. I'm gonna be a little risky here and summon some abilities. Oh, that was a bad idea because there was ads right at that second here. I'm gonna be. Oh, I'm dead. Whoa, I totally played that incorrectly.
Yes,
All right,
you did.
we got this.
Yeah.
It's alright. You can get him.
I think we'll be right.
Drag him over. So that's just an example there of how it is to play the Necromancer, in the sense that you have to really be careful with how you time your abilities and where the boss fights are. In that case, I was a little bit greedy. I thought that I could push my soul charges up a little higher and live a little longer in Lich form, deal additional damage. But unfortunately, he called ads right at that second, so I was really low HP. It triggered my Lich form as a defensive measure, and then I wasn't able to stack up the debuff enough to really heal myself of any measure. So I got wrecked there in the corner. Luckily, they're doing some work here.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Just about managing the ads on this guy. He spawns so many of them.
Yeah, he does, and they spawn. It seems like he spawns much more frequently as he gets lower and lower HP, of course. So you're killing them. Man, if I was there, I would be able to actually make all those into the carry-ons. We'd have a bunch of like friendly minions running around. Archer there doing a lot of quick shots. What's that ability called? I forget.
The basic?
The quick fire. Is that a combo?
It's the first electric combo.
I'm just going for it.
Oh, we got it.
Get him! Get him! He's off screen for me.
That's it. That's it.
He's dead. Got him.
Nice.
Boom.
Great.
Oh, I got kinetic gloves. Sweet.
Cryomancer weapon.
Did I get anything? I don't think I got anything for. Oh, no, I did. Sweet, a blue. I know I died there, but I got a ring of luck. Not bad. All right, so a perfect time to give out another key. This time, let's see here. What's the name of that boss? It was something complex. I don't think we should actually like make players type that in.
The word should be Stanley Cup.
Let's go ahead and let's make it simple. Something simple this time. We'll make it
Stanley Cup.
Oh, what, Stanley Cup? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
All right, we'll make it Stanley Cup, guys. Stanley Cup for Lord
right.
Stanley here.
This is a little bit more interesting fight. Sure. We got 2 bosses.
Wow.
All right, so the Poison Triffid and the Inted Sour, we've seen both of these separately. Now they're going to be together, so it's going to be a lot of AoE in the ground. The Triffid's going to be getting up in the face a lot, while the Inted will sit back and sort of put the poison flowers on the ground. So we still want to go for the Poison Triffid, but we may want to pay a little bit of attention to the Sour in the back and disrupt him when possible. So I think I'm going to start off with our tanking mobs here.
I'm going to slow him down.
Get
a shield.
Get a little bit of AoE damage going there. I'm gonna put the debuff on both of these guys. Just get a little bit of AoE damage going out. Oh, gotta watch out.
Oh, whatever he just got me with.
Yeah, a lot of damage over time coming out, unfortunately. Alright, I'm gonna have to pop over to my Lich Form here.
Oh, this is gonna do some damage.
Get some health. There's a health orb right here. It's
surrounded
by poison. It's a trap health orb. Let's go back to the Triffid here.
Almost out. 2 bars left.
Yeah, just keep working on him.
Get the tanking minions up here. Have to really be careful here as I get really low. Oh, there's a health orb over there. I'm gonna try to go for it.
Take it. Nab it.
Got it.
Do it.
Got it.
Oh, you just rocked.
Doing some CC there. Watch out.
He's out.
Yeah, alright, I gripped him. I'm gonna
Got
drop
him.
him on top of him. Do a little bit of extra damage there. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, Lich Form. Give me I got a shield.
Wow.
Okay, I got a little bit of a shield. So I didn't actually have any stacks up.
Health.
I didn't have any stacks up, so all I could do was pop my shield, because that's one of the talents. And unfortunately, I don't think he's all on me. So I think I'm actually going to go down here, unless
There's a health orb right here.
No, I wasn't able to get to it. Right,
And he goes down. Crowd goes wild. Oh.
Necromancer is no joke.
It's all about
Very tough to
managing.
play, especially when you got a lot of incoming damage. You have to really mitigate that.
There we go. He's gone.
Nice. I'm way far back here. Should have waited for you to respond. Get back. Alright.
My bag is full. Right, hold on. I gotta do some bag management.
Alright, no problem there. Picked up another blueprint, some credits. Alakur Island here, as you can see, it's been overrun by quite a lot of plant material. These Phytonides here have really sort of dug their way in.
All right, this is these guys are a little bit tougher. Remember, it'll take some time to get them.
So
like
what we now have 2 poisonous Triffids to deal with, as well as a blade-tailed Dione and this Inted Devourer. So the Devourer will actually disrupt by trying to pull players in and eat them, basically. So we'll have to watch out for them. The poison Triffids still should be the priority here, so we might want to pop one of our ultimates in this phase, just because we've got some 4 tanky minions to go.
Yeah, I'll do it to start.
All right, sounds good. So
You're gonna pull all the aggro. Remember.
Yep. So I'll place this AoE down here and get going. I'm gonna summon some high damage there. Nice. Got a lot of damage there coming in from the archer.
Now everybody hates me though.
Yeah. Now they hate you.
Oh, he's harsh rushing me. Slow him down. All right, we got one of the Triffids.
All right, good. Let's work on the other one.
I'm gonna beat him.
Oh, there.
Literally. Oh, nice one. There's one in the back, still hanging out back here.
Yep. Dropping the souls of his fellow Phytonides on top of him.
Oh, got him with that one.
Boom. There we go. That was nice. Nicely done. So on a future stream, you'll have to find out exactly what how the Archer's ultimate works. Because as you see,
a little bit of a risk reward. You can't move when you're doing it. So if those guys had gotten to me, I would have taken some. I would have probably been dead before I got out of the ultimate or canceled out of it.
Luckily, the Connect is great at doing disruption, and then the Necromancer has some talents as well that will allow him to slow enemies down. In fact, I'm going to go really quickly here. I'm going to take just a quick moment to swap out some of my abilities, just so you guys can see a couple of what the Necromancer has to work with. So down here, originally I had Rift of Horror, which allowed me to cause panic amongst enemies and allow them to fear. But Grave allows me to sort of place an AoE, which pulls nearby enemies 20 yards back and inflicts a moderate amount of damage. Allows me to do that from afar and not have to be so close. I'm still going to go with Volley of Darkness, which is the ability that you can cast in the Necromancer Lich form. Alternatively, you could do Reaper's Sweep, which will sweep enemies in a melee range around you. The Volley of Darkness is more my preference. And then, as I mentioned before, there's Wall of Pain and Wall of Souls. One of them reduces the damage enemies do to the Necromancer, so I'll go ahead and use that since I seem to be taking quite a lot. And then there's Shield of the Banished and Possession. Possession allows me to increase the damage of my summoned minions by 66%, while Shield of the Banished allows me to basically sacrifice them to gain a shield. So I like Possession just because I like more damage. I'm trying to go for that. And then I'll go ahead and opt for some of my talents here. So Accelerated Decomposition allows the Plague debuff to deal more damage as the enemies get lower. I also like to go Vampirism, which gives me additional health that's stolen from my Lich form. And let's see what else here. Hungry Skulls allows me to create a damage shield, which is very useful. That's what you saw before. Cursed Viper is interesting in that it allows me to slow enemies down and inflict more damage if they choose to move. So it's really great for when you're initiating a fight and having them tank. Let's see here. What else we'll go for? Cyclone allows for a cursed land to it pulls enemies trying to leave the center, which is great, but I don't think I'm going to opt for that. I'm going to go for a little bit more on Searing Strike, which is for a Ritual Strike here. More damage on my basic combo. And let's see, what else we would go for? Symmetry is probably good. Cemetery, rather. It reduces the cooldown on the Grave. And then I think Wall of Pains will allow me to finish that out. So Wall of Flames here is for Wall of Pain and Wall of Souls, and basically sets enemies on fire if you hit them with it. So it's just a little bit of extra additional damage there. Alright, so I think we're good to go here. So I'll start this off. Choose to form a Revenant real quickly here. Place down the Grave to knock them back, and I'm going to do some AoE damage here first. There we go. A lot of burst damage there. You saw like the Mantide actually ended up doing... Oh, watch out for the AoE. Mantine ended up doing a 1300 AoE crit, which is pretty great. It's really strong. Need to watch my health here a little bit. It's kind of hard to see the enemy ground effect here. Oh, getting leaped on by the spiderweb diones. I'm gonna have to go into my lich form now just to get this guy off me. I noticed that we didn't actually say what we were going to go for, so I think we're a little bit split DPS here.
We are totally. I'm soloing this guy in the back.
Yeah, me too. I got this other guy here I'm dealing with.
I'm soloing the big guy.
That's good. We actually ended up, that worked out for us actually. I'll take it. I'm going to go ahead and get some single target damage out now. I think we got this guy.
I'm just punched him in the back of the head. Boom. Nice.
I love how these giant hands come out of nowhere. Just pick the guy up, disintegrate him. Awesome.
That's a good one, guys.
Nicely done, nicely done. So I'm going to actually take this opportunity to show Cursed Ground, or it's just Cursed rather, or Grave rather. Totally getting that name wrong. Grave here, pulling the enemies back, you can kind of see it's an interesting animation here. So we'll come around really quickly here. And place this beneath here. Boom, and as you notice, it'll take them and drag them back. So it's good for a form of crowd control, especially if you get enemies that are coming way too close to you. Oh man, and they're taking a lot of damage from those. I'm gonna have to swap over to lich form now. Just in time too, nice. Stacking the debuff up just a little bit more. Oh, I know, that was poorly timed there. Go get it, Stanley. Oh man.
He keeps dropping like tons of those
He's too close to me.
Boards, yeah.
I am scared. I'm really actually afraid to use my lich form because it's still 20 seconds left, so I don't really want to use too many of my abilities. Oh, we got him. Cool. Don't want to use too many of my abilities that cost HP because I didn't have an opportunity to gain the HP back. I'm still waiting for lich form to come back out.
Well, let's wait a minute. Get totally prepped for this one.
So at this point we've given out, I believe, 3 keys. Let's go ahead and give out a 4th key before the boss here. We'll make this key Phytonide. So I won't say how to spell it, but Phytonide is the key word. We'll give another key here for that. So if you've been paying attention, you can actually look on the Skyforge website, type in Alakur Island, and you'll see how to pronounce it. But if you've been reading any of our material, you'll remember, or you'll seen the word Phytonide, and you should be able to do that. All right. Oh, see one person getting it. Couple people trying. All right, we got some people doing it now. Awesome. All right, so this is Branchy and Neskid. This kid here, he will summon some mads as well as he's got a voracious appetite, you should say. Loves to completely consume immortals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Spit them out, and we're gonna have to deal with that during the phase. He also likes to summon little AoE spots on the ground that we'll have to move out of, and sometimes we're unlucky enough to be spit into them, so we gotta make sure to be on the watch for players who have been consumed by that. We'll have to work with that.
Yeah, if you're consumed, he puts you in a cocoon, so just make sure we got each other's back and free each other from those.
All right.
Call it out.
Yep, definitely. So let's go in here, and let's start this fight. Let's do it. All right. Casting my abilities off here. Trying to get as much lich charges as I can. Try to front load those. There's an HP bar. Let's see if I can get this one. Oh, got the health globe. Oh, in an AoE.
Oh, he's eating me. He ate me.
All right, I see. Where'd you get spit out?
Like right in front of him. Oh.
Oh, I see. I'm coming.
Look at your mini map.
Gotcha.
You got it?
Oh, just in time. Good timing.
Just in time, yep. Right on top of him. All right, so we got about 61. This may, oh, I think I may be able to get a couple more charges out really quickly here. Yeah, we got a couple charges. All right. In lich form now, perfect timing. Stack that up.
Oh, he ate me again.
Oh, he got, where'd you, oh, I see where you
Oh,
switch out. I'll get you this time. Oh, I know Aiden's there.
Oh.
Aiden's already there. All right, Aiden. I'm going to form the Revenant here so I can get a little bit of HP front loaded. There we go. Just a little bit though, not too much. Ads are up, but he nicely done
down.
there,
I got
Drew.
him.
Taking them out really fast. Alright, I got the debuff going now. Oh, dropped the HP globe right. Oh no, now I'm being eaten. Oh man. Getting spit out way over here. Alright, Drew's got it. Nicely done. Good timing there. Right, let's go through
You gotta be quick, otherwise.
DPS here.
Alright, I'll get these ads.
Oh, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. There we go.
Anybody need that health globe?
Pretty low there, careful.
I'll grab it real quickly. Yeah.
Oh, he ate me. I'm like right beside you.
I gotta use the lich for him here.
Awesome, perfect.
Getting some.
Alright, I'm taking a risk. I'm in my ultimate here.
Okay.
Good. He's totally aggroed on me.
Got some AoE disruption going on. Pick that up. Drop him on top. Nice. Drop another mob.
I already got it.
Oh, he's got me again.
I'm watching.
He's munching.
Where are you?
Alright, I got it.
I didn't see him spit you out.
Alright, 80 needs the next health globe that comes out.
Okay.
I'll have my lich for him in 20 seconds, so I don't need help.
Alright, we got ads up.
Yep, I'm dealing with them,
They're gone.
Nice.
Oh, we're doing a good job getting this guy down.
Yeah, we're doing great, actually. Alright, I'm gonna form, oh no, he's got me again. Keep trying to cast my
I got you.
Oh, he's low, he's
Got
on
him.
the last bar. 6k. Oh no, it's right on top of me. Alright, lich formed here.
Ultimate.
Desperation. Nice.
Oh.
Nice
Alright. Oh man, sorry to
nice
disappoint everybody on the
finish.
stream not wiping there.
That was awesome there. It was a nice finish, nice finish.
Yeah, well-timed ultimate. Good job, guys.
There we go. The item was inside of him. Awesome there. Great. So that was pretty awesome. We ended up managing to do that without a major wipe, which is great. It's a pretty tough little boss fight. 34 minutes there. Not bad. 100% progression and managed to get a star. 204. Great. Awesome. So we're going to take the reward and jump back over to the Divine Observatory.
Sweet.
And you know, guys, since we're sort of nearing the point where we would do a little bit of a Q&A, I figured it'd be a little boring to do another Q&A inside the Divine Observatory. So why don't we go ahead and do it from one of the other newer zones that are going to be available in CBT3, which would be, of course, the Mylene Caves. Just so people can see a little bit of that, just a small sneak peek of what the Mylene Caves is before you get to join in on CBT3, just to see how large and expansive this area is. Yeah. So we'll jump in here.
This zone is huge.
Yeah. And get a little bit of a better view of this zone. You actually can't see it too much from all the caverns and everything here, but if we open the mini-map, you'll notice just how large this zone is. So while we just did a smaller adventure instance, a lot of the zones, there are multiple zones that are going to be available once Skyforge releases, like Mylene Caves here, which, as you can see, are full-size zones, what you would expect to see in any other MMO. Multiple region hubs, and of course the quests and the adventures and the boss fights are fed to you as you progress through the area. So you can see it's quite massive there. We can kind of like walk a little bit through it just a tad. You're going to be fighting a lot of these Scion Searchers and a lot of the mechanoids in this area. But let's go ahead and answer some questions from the community as we sort of just walk through here. We're going to probably go through Mylene Caves in more depth as we move through CBT3 and do another live stream. So we just could get a small glimpse of it today. But let's get some questions asked. If you guys want to answer or get your questions answered rather for a chance at a beta key, you can just leave your question in the comments we'll go ahead and try to answer as many as we can. 5 keys for 5 questions, but we may answer more questions, guys. So just keep that in mind. Some towards the end there, if you're getting your question answered, that does not maybe necessarily mean you're going to get a key, but we will let you know when we've given out all 5 keys. All right. Okay.
So, are we gonna ask some questions here or what?
Yeah. I'm looking at the chat right now.
We're too busy gaming.
For question, I'm looking at the chat right now as the questions come in here. So that's fine. I saw one person. How many summons or minions can the Necro have at once? That was from Shadow Wart. So the Necro can have around 3 different minions out at once through talents. So by hitting Z, you have access to one of 3 types of minions outright. You have the Ghostly Vipers, the Ghostly Mantides, and the Ghostly Carrion. The Carrion is a single target DPS. The Mantide is the AoE, and then the Vipers are the sort of tank, like worms. Those are on a cooldown together. They share the cooldown, but there's a couple other talents that will randomly provide you with more of those Vipers. And then if you used Cursed Land with a particular talent, any enemies that die on that will also be transformed into minions for you. So you have roughly 3 types of minions out at once if you've talented to be sort of a Necromancer, you know, an individual who sort of relies on those minions. So keep in mind, you can sort of talent into other abilities as well, which utilizes your minions less as a form of damage and more as a form of like crowd control or like damage mitigation by sacrificing them for HP.
Okay, I've got an interesting question that I think Aiden can answer here. So Rentix asks, how large will we see bosses get? Around the same size we saw as the plant boss, or things like as Terra's BAM's bosses? So I guess he's talking about the physical size of them, or maybe he's talking about the health as well.
Physical size, it's going to vary widely. Those guys we saw are probably about average, but definitely when you get up to some of the in-game content, I mean, we're saving some of the really big guys for later. So you'll see some guys who will definitely tower over you.
Cool. And what type of health are we talking about then?
I mean, late game, we're looking at millions. You know, it's way up there. So
I think we saw in the raid dev diary something like 30 HP bars or something like that.
40 for those big raid bosses, but it's always going to be 40 for a big raid boss. They could have 35 million, or they could have 15 million.
Gotcha.
For that.
Cool. Gotcha. Okay, and then I also saw this one other question that I found kind of interesting. So True Jonit, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know. They asked, which is the funnest class in our opinions? And I thought that all of us could answer this one with what we've liked playing so far. But before we do, I think that maybe it's prudent to say that it really depends on what type of player you are, what type of role that you want to play, as well as the ability to switch classes doesn't really restrict you to just what you want to play. You get a chance to check out everything. So there's a class for every type of role in this game, multiple classes that you want to check out. But in terms of my favorite class so far, I guess you can call me an ADD gamer. I like to be up front and in the action, and just constantly slaughtering my foes. So my favorite so far has been the Berserker. Really enjoy playing with him. He's like super uber aggressive, and you're always on the forefront of the battle, just leaping in and just throwing down tons of damage, and I just really enjoy that. And especially his moves are just super aggressive. I love it. I'm really anxious to get my hands on the Monk, because it looks really cool as well. So yeah, that's what I think about it. What do you think, Aiden?
I tend to be someone, if I'm just defaulting to something, where I'm going to play like the Ranger kind of S class. So the Archer definitely kind of does that for me. I particularly like, he does something a little bit different with his mouse attacks, where you kind of switch through the different either electric or fire stance with your right mouse button, and then it's press and hold with your left mouse button to increase the power of that attack.
Awesome.
What about you, Mike?
Personally, for me, I really like the monk. Monk's pretty awesome, but you guys have to wait for the monk towards a later CBT for sure. Just a lot of the flexibility and the different stances, which you guys will find out more about as we reveal more of the monk later on. Not to spoil too much or anything. I did see another question here that Aiden I thought could answer from Poke with Trident. He mentioned that will players share the drop from a high-end group raids, or will each player receive a reward for the killed boss?
No, actually, I cannot remember 100%. However we're doing it in the dungeons will remain consistent through the raids. So I believe that's going to be separate.
Yeah, personalized loot, although it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a drop on a raid boss. It's just that each person will have their own separate loot table. Cool. All right.
So, Warren 5 is asking, is it necessary to unlock classes that you don't want to play versus the classes that you do want to play? So I think I can feel this one. So the nice thing about the Ascension Atlas is that you don't have to progress towards anything that you don't want to. So if you're not interested in playing as, for example, the Slayer, then you don't have to go through that upper Ascension Atlas to get to that point and unlock them if you don't want to. If you want to spend your sparks on either progressing your character or pathing to a different class to unlock, that's your choice to make.
So there was a question here from Ren99 who asked, or sorry, not Ren99. You did ask a question, but the question I'm trying to ask here is from, where is he at? Report my report. He says, does the God mode have complete other abilities than, does the God mode have complete other abilities than the class itself? What about the size and the damage? What really does change? To answer your question, they do have different abilities themselves, and the size and everything about the actual player changes when they enter that God mode. Honestly though, I don't want to give out too much because we'll have a reveal coming up fairly soon, talking about more about the God mode itself and some of the abilities that you're going to have access to. So definitely be on the lookout for that article because you're going to learn a lot about the God mode and a lot about how that works in the actual game itself. So to answer your question, yes, there is significant changes between your normal mode and when you're in the God form. But those changes itself we'll get into more detail as we release that information fairly soon.
Well, I had another question lined up here.
Sure.
So that Aiden could probably answer. So, Angel Lloyd asked, what is the average duration of raids and how many people will be inside them?
Right now we're going with 10-man for raids, but keep in mind there's a whole lot of other kind of high-end content that you can do that'll include various numbers of people. But our raids are going to be 10 people, and usually about an hour if you're going to go through and not wipe on any of the fights, basically. So once you've learned it and you've sort of mastered it, an hour probably for a clear.
Great. All right, so I think that's actually done it for the keys, but we'll go ahead and answer a few more questions here, just from the community. Okay, so let's see here.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions, guys, so we're trying to go through them as quickly as we can. Let's see here.
All right, so I'm seeing a lot of people asking about people who are running AMD chipsets. Having some of the technical difficulties playing the game and game stability. So, because the development team is aware of that issue and they are investigating, and we will deploy a fix as quickly as we can.
Yes.
So, yep.
So that is being looked at, and there will be a fix implemented. So don't worry about that. Oh, guys behind us.
Okay, so question directly to me from Captain Caps Lock.
All right.
Said Lord Sandy, do you think it's worth to play the kinetic for PvP? So they played him PvE. So to answer that question, well, I'm getting slaughtered right now. I think I haven't actually had a chance to play the kinetic in PvP yet. I'm not sure whether I would enjoy this type of character, just because, like I was saying before, I enjoy being the berserker and being kind of the in-your-face, whereas the kinetic is a little bit about managing where your opponents are and a little bit more of a range class, as you may. So while I don't know, I don't think that this is the class that I would want to take in the PvP. But I have seen some people using it in the last beta because they were super high prestige and had it unlocked, and they seem to do quite well with it. So.
Right. All right, here.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to visually customize your character armor, or is every high-end raid gear going to look the same? So there are, of course, costumes. The costumes are separate from the actual gear that you wear yourself in the game. And then there are also a few different ways to customize your Godform's appearance. So those things are going to contribute to how you look. But with Skyforge, we didn't want it to be where everything you got in-game was directly reflective of how you look. So you could look separately from the gear that you had. And of course, we'll have unique rewards for players that have completed some of the more difficult challenges in the game. So you can be sure that you're going to look, you know, badass for being one of those high-end players, for sure. Let's see here. Will weapons look different from like a higher level? Yes. So currently in the, just to take a quick moment before I answer that question, just to give you a little bit of an idea of like some of the expansive area here. So you can go all the way down there and go all the way to that giant tower, as you can see here, this drill that's drilling into these caves area.
There's actually multiple drills that you can get to, not just that one. I mean,
yeah.
This is a huge area, for sure.
This is just the first drill that you can actually like bear witness to as you come through here. But to answer your question, yes, in the current closed beta, there aren't that many different variations in the weapons that are implemented. But as we near the open beta, we can definitely be sure that there will be different weapon variations, both for primary and offhand weapons, especially for the things like the Paladin. And so you can definitely be sure that there will be that available to you. Whoop, I'll just drop down here. All right. So let's see here. I think we have time for one more question before we end here.
I've got a question lined up if you guys want to. All right, so Report My Report asks, are there classes or special types which are better for specific bosses? So for example, would it be, if you're doing a raid, would it be better to have an archer in your group as opposed to a kinetic, for example? I think I can briefly answer this one, but Aiden, it'd be cool for you to jump in. But yes, sure, absolutely, some classes are better for bosses than other, and then I think maybe Aiden, you can expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the mechanics, you know, different classes are just going to have different strengths, and some bosses are just going to be designed in a way that where having that strength really makes you kind of excel on that boss a little bit, or maybe having AoE slows just contributes really strongly. So, you know, like a Cryomancer might be really valuable then. So, yeah, it's definitely the case that, you know, switching between classes and sort of looking at your group composition before you go into the fight can pay some dividends for you. But everybody, you know, we're certainly still trying to set up the fights so is that, you know, the content can be completed with you playing the class that you want to play.
Cool. And I think it's all the time we got for questions. Are we calling it now, or are we going to do a few more?
That's about the time we have for questions, guys, today. I really appreciate everybody coming out for the stream and sticking with it and checking out some of the new content. Again, a lot of this content you're going to have available to you next week for CBT3, so if you've already got your access, great. We'll look forward to seeing you inside. If not, you guys can, of course, sign up for the closed beta access to Skyforge on the official website. We'll have a link we'll have a link posted rather in chat for you to sign up if you haven't already. And as we said before, the CBT3 invites, there will be a couple waves that go out nearing the CBT3. So sometime early next week, we'll have a couple waves sent out. So be on the lookout, definitely. If you haven't already signed up, do so. And we'll also have a couple of Facebook contests ongoing. We have one right now where you basically tell us your favorite class. And the winners of those will get keys as well. So we're going to have multiple ways for you guys to get keys. If you weren't able to get one today, or if you haven't been selected to join the beta yet, don't worry. Just stay tuned to Skyforge and our Facebook and Twitter accounts, and you'll be able to keep your eye on that. Alrighty, guys. But thanks, Aiden, for coming out and joining us
thanks,
today.
Aiden.
Appreciate you showing off the archer there. Again, Drew, thanks for coming. And if you guys want to learn more about Skyforge, again, you can just head on over to our official website and for more details. Otherwise, we'll see you guys for the next live stream. See you later, guys.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Thanks.
Later.
Appreciate it.